What's up, guys? I'm back with another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Wi-Fi battle. It has been a minute. I did get COVID and I ended up breaking my foot right after, so a little bit of a break. But I am back with part 2 of my series against a fellow YouTuber and subscriber of mine, GoldenBoy. Now, in my first video, I did lose to GoldenBoy, and I'm back with a brand new team. He has a brand new team, so let's check it out. Alrighty, so looking at my opponent's team, pretty cool. Zapdos, Infernape, Metagross, Garchomp, Gyarados, and Vileplume. A pretty balanced team. Definitely a little scary, but at the same time, you know, I'm out for redemption and I definitely want blood on my hands going forward with this next battle. So I'm just going to try and think as smart as possible. I think Metagross could be a cool lead. Sometimes, you know, Metagross can be leads for sure. So I'm just going to decide to lead with my Infernape because even if it's something that I can't do a whole lot of damage against, I can pivot out of there with U-turn, and then we'll just go from there. So I think I have my lineup all set, and we'll just get right into the battle. So starting us off, my opponent is going to lead off with his Garchomp, and as you know, I'm leading off with my Infernape. So not necessarily a favorable battle, but at the same time, you know, I'm going to make do as best I can. I definitely thought about going for the U-turn. I just didn't want to have to get any residual rough skin damage, so I'd rather just hard switch out into something that can either take a dragon type move, an earthquake, or just, you know, like I'll just have to suck up the stealth rocks if that's the move. So I just decided to go right into Clefable, hard switch. I'm just gonna fully send it and you know, see what my opponent's gonna do right off the bat. You know, it's turn 1, so I kind of am just expecting the stealth rocks, but you can never be too safe. And yeah, it turns out they go for the stealth rocks, and that's fine. You know, gonna go for the early entry hazards. That's smart on my opponent's end. I can easily Moonblast if I want to, so I heavily doubt that he's gonna want to switch or stay in with Garchomp, so he's definitely gonna switch. I know he has the Vileplume sitting in the back corner, so I just decided to click Flamethrower. You know, it's just making an early prediction, and it does turn out that they go into the Vileplume right away, so I'm gonna get some early damage on that Vileplume, which is really nice. Making some good predictions right away. And thankfully the Flamethrower does a little less than half, which isn't bad. Damage is damage. I will certainly take it. That's actually a really good chunk. So I decide just to switch out into Lucario, something more suitable to take on a Sludge Bomb, which is the move I definitely am predicting. They could go for Strength Sap. I really doubt it, but yeah, it turns out they go for the Sludge Bomb. I'm safe there. Now here I'm thinking, you know what? They could switch out probably into something that could take, you know, whether it's a close combat or Meteor Mash. So I'm just going to decide to switch into Latias. I felt like Latias was like my best move. I don't know. I feel like when I was battling, even in my last match, the first match against GoldenBoy, I kind of do a lot of over predicting. And in this match, I'd say about in the next like minute or so, I kind of stopped the over predicting and I just like, you know, slap myself out of it and just tell myself like, shut up, stop getting in your head and go for the move that you think is best. Because like, there was no need for me to switch out into Latias here. I really could have just had the Vileplume, but you know, I was just like I said, overthinking, over predicting. So here I'm going to go for the Psychic, and yeah, they're probably most likely going to switch now that they know that I doubled out and they can see Latias in the field. So they're just going to send in Metagross, and you know, my Psychic is not going to do a whole lot. But it is what it is. I go for the Psychic here, and it does literally nothing, so I have to get on out of there. I could Draco if I want, but there's literally no use. So I think my best move is going into Garchomp and kind of just eating up whatever he decides to hit me with. He might go for Meteor Mash, but I think I can, never mind. I know I can take a Meteor Mash from the Metagross if I bring in Garchomp right now. So out comes Garchomp, and my opponent does in fact go for the Meteor Mash, and it does quite a bit of damage. Thankfully the rough skin is gonna, you know, kind of do some residual back, and here I really should Earthquake, and this I think is my last. I think this is the lesson that I learned here. I'm gonna go for Crunch, and when I really should have just Earthquaked to begin with. I was just kind of nervous that right now he would probably switch into Zapdos and lock me into the Earthquake. So I go for the Crunch here, and it's not going to do nearly as much as I wanted. Yeah, so this Metagross is probably really defensive, and that sucks because now I lose Garchomp, but Garchomp is a key offensive player on my team. It just, you know, I think overthinking got the best of me. And right here, now I'm like, okay, I'm not messing around anymore. I need to get my ass in gear and stop with this, you know, getting in my head. And, you know, it is what it is. I think I learned from my mistakes, and I didn't want to lose again. You know, I just wanted to make sure that I came back from a pretty upsetting loss last time in game 1. So I bring in Starmie now, and now I'm just going to let it rip with Scald. If he wants to switch out into Vileplume, cool. I can just risk the burn. Also at the same time, I don't think they would do that because I'm still fast. And it turns out my opponent is going to switch out the Metagross, and they're going to switch into Zapdos, which is an interesting play. And Zapdos is going to take quite a heavy hit with the Scald. I do have Analytic, so Analytic basically, if my turn goes last, I think I get 1.3 times power with my move. So that does include a switch. I'm pretty sure if you do switch out, I think my move counts as going second. So I get the Analytic boost there. Scald does a ton of damage, and I get the burn on the Zapdos. So yeah, this is looking really great for me. All I have to do really is just click Ice Beam or Scald. I could go the Ice Beam and just get the super effective damage, but at the same time, if they do want to switch, you know, I still have that in the back of my mind, but I'm not going to, you know, get in my head too much. I know a Psychic with Life Orb boost will kill this Zapdos for sure. So down goes the Zapdos. I get out a huge threat, and I am looking forward to seeing what Starmie's going to do now to the rest of his team, because I'm in a good spot. His Metagross isn't hanging on by much. I do outspeed that Vileplume. He has Infernape and also Gyarados. I think Gyarados is really the only mon that kind of scares me, I guess. But either way, I'm in good shape. This Starmie actually rips into every Pokemon on his team. So let's go. Let's bring in. I'm not overthinking anymore. Starmie is just going to take it to the end. At least I hope. So I'm thinking about what my opponent does next, and it turns out he's going to go into the Vileplume next. Interesting play. Granted, you know, obviously I'm going to outspeed. Starmie is super fast. But like I said, I think Starmie actually is like the answer to pretty much everything on his team. He may just be trying to wither me down with Life Orb damage, and that's fine. But taking out Zapdos was huge, and getting that Analytic boosted Scald was really big because all I had to do was take out Zapdos, and now his team is very vulnerable. So Starmie is actually like goated for this match, and I'm very happy about that. I think once I just shut up and started listening to myself and listening to my gut, look at that. The match turned out to be a lot different than the last one. He's gonna go into Garchomp right here, and at first I'm thinking, oh, Garchomp could be Scarfed, but at the same time I just remembered, oh yeah, he actually went for Stealth Rocks turn 1, so there's no way he has Scarf. He could be Yachi Berry, but either way, I'm just gonna go send it on the Ice Beam, and there's no Yachi Berry whatsoever. It's gonna be a crit hit, it doesn't matter, and that's a dead Garchomp. So now I think honestly it's just gonna be a Starmie sweep, and I'm living for it because I definitely needed this boost in confidence, and Starmie is just, like I said, GOAT status. He's gonna bring in Metagross now, pretty easy kill. Like I said, I think at this point it's just kind of dwindling down my Life Orb, but it is what it is. I could Rapid Spin. I thought about just like sacking Starmie here and going for the Rapid Spin, but at the same time, I'm not gonna bother doing that. I figure he could Bullet Punch me because I might be in range, but I don't really see it happening. I'm just gonna go for the Scald, and I should be good. Turns out he is going to go for the Bullet Punch. Starmie should survive that. I actually take that very, very well, and I'm not surprised just because that Crunch from Garchomp didn't do a whole lot of damage at all, so I definitely think this Metagross is more physically defensive than offensive. Now he's down to, what else? What is there? Took out the Vileplume. I don't remember. Oh yeah, the Infernape. Yeah, he still has Infernape sitting somewhere. Infernape comes out right now. This thing could actually be Scarf still as well. I mean, I know sometimes Infernapes carry Scarf, but I also feel like if he had Scarf, he would have bought an Infernape sooner. He goes for the Mach Punch, and actually Starmie's Reign of Terror ends here. Rest in peace. He does show that he has the Life Orb, but Starmie, damn, I mean, like, Starmie put a huge fracture in my opponent's team. Honestly, I'm super, super happy that I decided to go with Starmie for this match. Starmie's a beast, just an absolute beast. Amazing coverage, great stats, speed is fantastic. I'm going to bring in Latias here and just go right for the Psychic. And yeah, at this point, it's pretty much game because Infernape's definitely going to go down. He just has the Gyarados, and I have 4 other Pokemon. So I'm not really that concerned. It's just more so not being super cocky. I do outspeed on the Infernape since I am max speed, and the Psychic's going to take down that Infernape, no problem. Now it's, like I said, it's just the Gyarados that we have to worry about. This thing could definitely carry, sometimes they carry Ice Beam, sometimes they carry Ice Fang, sometimes they have Crunch. Either way, I'm not too concerned. Like I said, I still have an army of Pokemon behind me. I'm just going to click Psychic. I could have gone for the Draco if I wanted more damage. I just didn't want to risk missing. And it turns out this Gyarados actually has Avalanche, and it's definitely going to take down my Latios. Sucks, but it is what it is. And this Gyarados does have the Moxie boost, which is a little scary, and he's going to take some Life Orb damage right there. But either way, I'm not concerned. I still have tons of Pokemon that do outspeed, well, not tons. I have Infernape and Lucario, which definitely outspeed Gyarados. So I'm just going to bring in, I think, Infernape at this point and just click Close Combat, and it should be a wrap. Out comes the Infernape, and like I said, all I'm going to do is just click the Close Combat. I think that truly is the best option, and I think we'll be at 1-1. So yes, I do obviously outspeed, and that's a dead Gyarados. So right now in my 3-part series, I have 1 win, and my opponent Golden Boy has another win. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Definitely give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for part 3.